Farmers have always had a respectable fear of nature and have thus wished for abundance through incantations and ancestral rites to the gods and goddesses of nature. Practices related to wishes for abundance vary in different regions. Practices often seen in Asia include tugging rituals and games. Farming requires a lot of rain and labor, which in turn requires unity and wisdom of farmers to effectively use their water resources. The rope symbolizes the gods of water and farming, the dragon and the snake. The tugging ritual is not only a unifying ritual for a good harvest, but also an expression of yearning for prosperity of the whole community. The ritual has existed since ancient times, as can be seen in the bas-reliefs of Angkor Wat. Cambodia's tugging ritual, Dien Prat, takes place during the New Year holiday, and/or Krong Chet. The rope is made from vines or cowhide. The game is usually played in vacant lots of villages or temples. The players are divided into two teams, based on gender, with the female team usually having more members than the male team. When the female team wins, it is perceived as a sign of good fortune. The winners bump each other's bodies at the hip, a gesture that symbolizes the hope for rain and the good harvest. Cambodia's tugging ritual is important in that it not only expresses wishes for rain, but also symbolizes creation by representing the passage into a new year from an old year, which restores perfect time and social order. Punuk of the Philippines is a tugging ritual that is played by the barangay Hapao, Baang, and Nungulunan communities of Hungduan in Ifugao province. This ritual officially declares the end of a crop season and the beginning of a new agricultural cycle. After holding the Baki ritual, in which a chicken or pig is sacrificed, the Inum ritual takes place where people partake in the sacrificial food and drink. The next day, a group of strong and healthy men head to the river to play punuk. Women also participate in the parade that leads to the riverbank. Both teams begin the games by tugging at the pakid, hooked to the kanag. The team that pulls the kanag to its side first wins. Participating in the games or rituals in the river is believed to allow community members' hardships and difficulties flow down the river and to mark a new beginning. Punuk has religious significance and symbolizes the unity and efficiency of a community and the systematic labor shared during the busy farming season, and it increases awareness of the heritage element itself. Various types of tugging rituals and games have been passed down for hundreds of years in Korea. The game usually takes place in farming and fishing areas that are most affected by nature. The Kijishi tugging rituals and games that take place in Tangjin City begin with making the rope out of rice straw. Before the game takes place, skilled farmers in the village work for as long as a month to make thousands of straw ropes. The tool used to twist these strands together to make one thick rope has been handed down for generations. Hundreds of villagers, young and old, participate in this work. Villagers north and south of the river carry the rope, which is 100 meters long and weighs 20 tons, to the marketplace. Thousands of people, including those from nearby villages, participate in the competition. If the village of the north or upper side of the river wins, the year will be peaceful. And if the village of the south or lower side of the river wins, the river will have a good harvest. Because of such beliefs in the competition outcome, everyone enjoys the game, no matter which team wins. When the competition ends, people gather to cut the rope into many small pieces. Taking home part of the rope is believed to cure disease and bring peace to the household. This is one of the many meanings and symbolism associated with the tugging rituals in the farming community. Have a plentiful harvest. The huangan, tugging game in Vietnam, is held in January on the lunar calendar. The tugging ritual started as a folk festival during the 10th century and has been significant to the village residents.
Ông tôi và đời bố tôi và đến bây giờ là đời tôi và ba con tôi và cháu tôi đã tham gia vào việc của sau và các cụ không biết ai.
A 45-meter rattan cord is used for the tugging, and this is supported by a 1-meter post. The referee passes the rope from the small hole of the post and marks a point that is 1.5 meters from the center. This mark is used when determining the winning team. There are 34 players on each team. The rope is placed in an east-west direction to symbolize the movement of the sun. The elder players stand at the east, while the younger members stand at the west to compete. If the team made of elders wins, the year will be filled with an abundant harvest. The tugging game in Vietnam is also related to farming. It is a game and ritual that reflects the community's perspective on the relationship between humans and nature. Respective governments put the tugging ritual on intangible cultural heritage lists to safeguard the custom. Together with community members, the government has been striving to lay a solid foundation of an effective safeguarding system. Local governments, safeguarding associations, and residents have made cooperative efforts to expand tugging rituals and games from a local heritage element into a general festival that is open to everybody, including tourists. Such efforts have increased awareness of the tugging rituals and games not being about competition and conflict, but a ritual and game that puts value on unity and cooperation. Making and pulling the rope together. Tugging rituals and games express wishes for village peace and an abundant harvest. This shared cultural heritage reaffirms the common spirit of humanity. At the same time, it also demonstrates diversity across cultures and further enriches humanity as a whole.